Well, welcome back, everyone. This market is playing out much on point to our strategies. Let's get a close look at the market via the S&P 500. We're looking at it through the lens of the S&P futures here on a multi-time frame basis. You've got the daily, 4-hour, 1-hour charts in play here that are really going to give us that idea of how we've ended and where we're likely going via the signals that are on screen. Utilizing decades of work that Rob Hoffman, champion trader, 33-time champion trader, real money, on-site, international, domestic competitions, the only one in the world that we know of that's done that, has devised tools, synthesized them down into a toolkit where 3 simple steps can get us to a better trading decision. Now, when we take a look at that daily chart, we know we've been on a TRP buy signal. That's the cyan dot that I'm hovering over on the left-hand side of your screen underneath the candle, and it comes with targets. And of course, it's still in a buy signal state. However, with the subchart part of the tool, we can see that the positive momentum is compressing. The blue line is getting very close to the black line, yet we don't have a negative cross just as of yet. Nonetheless, on a time frame that applies to the next 3 to 5 days, the 4-hour chart, it is in a sell signal state. Price action has broken below the bottom of the MSR channel, which is the moving support and resistance channel. And we are in a negative momentum move using the subchart tool. This now has some bearing into the evening session where the 1-hour chart broke down. We saw that negative momentum and spoke to members in the active trader room this morning, very specifically saying the risk is to the downside. It is more likely that we end up seeing price action take us lower, and we were looking for price action to take us down below the $594 area on the SPY, down in towards the 592 to 589 area before completing the move and getting down into the 586. Now, 1,967 points on the ES is equivalent to 592 and about 40 pennies on the SPY. So we've achieved the outlook that we had on the day. We recognize the areas where price likely breaks down, and we're seeing that follow through. Now, the 1-hour chart looks out 3 to 6 hours. And for those of you that joined me for this session that I did on Wednesday, teaching you how these tools can be put to work, you're now seeing me put together on a multi-time frame basis the outlook into the evening and the implication into the overnight and tomorrow morning. The implication is downside risk is still there. However, we've come very close to that target too. It's below 59.62, 63 in the after-hour session, the overnight session, where we could be in a runaway breakdown at a market level. And this would be quite significant. Why? It would allow price action to come down, break below, have a runaway breakdown, and we would be in a spot where we'd be hunting for the midline target, which is a very common area to get to on that 4-hour chart. And that midline target resides at the 59.23 area. Now that would be equivalent to the SPY coming into the $588-ish range. Now that would also likely involve the momentum lines crossing below the center of the channel on the 4-hour chart. In the case that we sustain below 59.63 in the after hours, that downside risk is likely to play out, and we may simply be in an oversold bounce to arrive in the morning. If we are hovering above 59.62 and get a turn where we bounce back up, see a 15 to 20 point rise, but are unable to get much higher than the 59.85-ish area, and we get stuck in there, it's very likely that from that point, especially if it intersects with cash hours tomorrow morning, downward likely go. Now, I'm going to take the way that you've heard me kind of piece the time frames together and a whole slew of new examples and do what you folks have asked me to do after Wednesday's session. On Wednesday, thank you to all that became TRP student family members, and so many of you did, and thank you to all that attended and learned. I'm going to be doing the session again this Saturday to share with you how these tools can be put together along with the scanner that I started to show you how to use. We'll focus a little bit more on that, and how we can use it to cut down on time invested on identifying higher probability trades, and of course, impact and risk on one's holdings to begin with. Join me this Saturday, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and that would be Saturday, November the 16th. This Saturday, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Central, I'm going to be teaching a class taking you to the next level with these incredible strategies and tools. And this market has certainly become very tradable. So I look forward to seeing you there. Simply go to becomebettertrader.com/yes, and let's learn a whole lot more and take advantage of these wonderfully tradable markets. Have an incredible rest of your day, and thanks for watching.